Hey Madhu, Lavanya here. Can you send me the video as well?
Yeah, I sent yesterday.
I
Yeah, anyway,
didn't
I will
get.
send today again. No problem. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us recap the last session. What we have discussed in the last session. So in the last session, we have seen about properties of Java. So we discussed that Java is a object-oriented programming language, and it supports abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. And also we discussed that Java is a platform independent. That means you can create a Java program on any operating system and you can execute that on any operating system. And we have seen about different flavors of Java. So we have Java SE and Java EE and Java ME. So Java ME means Java Mobile Edition. Java EE means Java Enterprise Edition. These are used to develop the application. ME is used to develop the mobile applications. EE means Enterprise Edition. This is used to develop the web applications. So normally as part of Selenium, we are not going to develop any web applications or mobile applications. We are going to automate the existing application. That is why you may not need to know about Java EE or Java ME. If you learn Java SE, that is enough. Okay. And next we have discussed about Java data types. So there are 8 data types in Java. We can call those 8 data types as primitive data types in Java. So we have byte, short, and int. These three data types are used to store the integer values, and the byte range is from -128 to 127. Short range is from minus 32,768 to 32,767. Next we have a int. Int can hold the values from -2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. And these three are used to store the integer values. And if you want to store the decimal values, we have to use the following data types. So we have to go for long, float, and double. So here also same. Long can hold up to some range. Even more, go for float. Even more, go for double. Next we have char data type. Char data type is used to store single character at a time. And I have given x is equal to 1. Char can be any character. It can be a digit, or it can be a character, or it can be a number. Okay. And next we have boolean. Boolean are used to store true or false. So next we have discussed about object data types. We have string is an object data type, and a string is collection of characters. So you can have multiple characters in a string. So make sure that whenever you are giving this string, you have to give that within the double quotes. Okay. So next, if you want to write the Java program, we need following things. One is we need Java software. Another one is we need an IDE. So we have to download JDK 1.8, and because this is JDK 1.8 is a Java software, if you want to work with Java, you must have to download this JDK 1.8. And next we have IDE. IDE means Integrated Development Environment, and these IDs are used to maintain your programs. Suppose if I have normally you can maintain the Java programs in a normal next notepad or text files also, but it is very difficult to maintain all those files. Suppose if you take a project, normally in a project you have 1,000 files or 2,000 files, like that you will be having many files. So it is very difficult to manage all those things with the help of notepad files. That is why we normally prefer to go with IDEs. In IDEs, you can maintain the programs very easily, and you can execute the projects, you can debug the projects. All those things can be done very easily. That is why we have to go for IDE. So there are many IDEs like Eclipse, NetBeans, and IntelliJ IDEA. So as part of the course, we are going to use Eclipse. Okay. So now today let us discuss about operators in Java. So we have arithmetic operators. So first one is plus. So this is called addition operator. Suppose let's say I have given int x is equal to 100 and int y equal to 200. So I'm going to say int z equal to x plus y. So when I say int z is equal to x by y, what it will do is it is going to sum the value of x and y and it will store in z. So x value is 100, y value is 200. X plus y means it is going to be 300 and 300 will be stored in z. So that means plus is going to act as a addition operator for numbers. And for example, I have given string x is equal to hi and string y is equal to hello. So now I am going to say x plus y. So when I say x plus y, it is going to concatenate the value of x and y because plus is going to act as a addition operator for numbers. Coming to the strings, it is going to act as a concatenation operator. So you are going to get hi, hello. Okay. So that means plus act as a concatenation operator for strings and it acts as a addition operator for numbers. And we have a minus. So I have int x is equal to 1000 and int y equal to 500. So now I'm going to give x minus y. So when I say x minus y, we are going to get 500. Okay. Yeah. So here x value I have given as 1000, y value I have given as 500. When I say x minus y, we are going to get 500. That means minus is going to act as a subtraction operator for numbers. So it is going to behave same as mathematics. So the minus is not applicable for strings. Here we have seen that plus is going to concatenate the value of x and y. But coming to the minus, so minus is not applicable for the strings. Okay. So next we have forward slash. So this is called division operator. Suppose I have int x is equal to 1000 and int y is equal to 5. When I say x by y, we are going to get 200. That means this forward slash is going to give you the dividend. So when I divide 1000 with 5, I am going to get 200 as the output. So it will give you 200. So next I have percentile. The percentile we can call as modulus operator. So this is used to calculate the remainder. Suppose I have int x is equal to 1000 and int y equal to I will give 10. When I say x percentile y, I am going to get the output as 0 because when you divide 1000 with 10, we'll not be getting any remainder. We'll get a 0 as the output. So in order to calculate the remainder, we'll use the remainder, we use the percentile. Okay. So now I will give x as 1001. So can you tell me what would be the output here? X is equal to 1001. I have y is equal to 10. So I'm saying x percentile y equal to 0. X percentile y. We know that this percentile will give you the remainder. So can you tell me what is the output here?
It will be 1.
1. Yes. Because when you divide 1001 with 10, we are going to get a remainder as 1. So the modulus operator is used to identify the remainder. So next we have equal to. So this equal to is called assignment operator. Assignment operator. Okay. So now let's say I have I have given int x is equal to 10. So int x is equal to 10 means you are assigning a value 10 to x. So when I say x is equal to 10, it is going to assign the value 10 to x. So x is going to act as a assignment operator. So now I have double equal to. So we can call double equal to here as comparison operator. So I have given int x is equal to 100 and int y equal to 100. When I say x double equal to y, so what it will do is it is going to compare the value of x and y. If the value of x and y both are equal, it will give you true. So if the values of x and y are not equal, then it is going to give you false. So here x is 100, y is 100. So when I say x double equal to y, it will give you true because the x value and y value are equal. So it is going to give you true. So now let us say I have a is equal to 100 into b equal to 200. When I say a double equal to b, so here a value is 100 and b value is 200. That means the value of a and b are not equal, so it is going to give you false. So that means the double equal to just compare the values, and if they are equal, it will give true. Otherwise, they are going to give you false. Okay. So next we have plus plus. This is called increment operator. Okay. So plus plus is called increment operator, and it is going to increase the value of a variable by 1. So I have int x is equal to 100 and I would say plus plus x. So if you observe here, I have given plus plus before the variable. So this we can call as pre-increment. So if you use plus plus before the variable, we can call this as pre-increment. So what this is going to do internally is this will be calculated like this. X is equal to x plus 1. Okay. So plus plus x means internally it will be treated as x is equal to x plus 1. So it is going to increase the value of a variable by 1 and it will store in this again. Okay. So x value is 100. So x is equal to x plus 1 means always right side value will be computed first. So we have x value as 100. So when I say x is equal to x plus 1, so first right side value will be computed. That means 100 plus 1 become 101. So 101 will be stored in x. Okay. That means at the end of this statement plus plus x, you will see x value as 101. Okay. So now this is called pre-increment. Again I have y is equal to 100. I am going to say y plus plus. So we have plus plus after the variable. Hence we can call this as post increment. Okay. So the post increment will always increase the value by 1. Here it is also internally treated as y equal to y plus 1. Okay. So now it will also increase the value of variable by 1 and will store in y again. That means this post increment also, at the end of this post increment also, you will be having y value as 1. That means pre-increment will increase the value of a variable by 1 and post increment will also increase the value of a variable by 1. Then what is the difference between post increment and pre-increment? What is the difference? So the difference is, you will see the difference when you are assigning this value to a third variable. Suppose I have int x is equal to 100 and I would say int y is equal to plus plus x and I'll print x value and I'll print y value. So this is pre-increment. So I have given x is equal to 100. I am saying y is equal to plus plus x. Since y is equal to plus plus x, what it will do is it is going to increase the value of a variable by 1 first. So here the pre-increment first increase the value, then it will assign. So plus plus x means first it is going to increase the value of the variable by 1. So that means first it is going to compute plus plus x. We know that when I say plus plus x, it is going to increase the value of x by 1 and will store in the x again. At the moment I say plus plus x, the value of x will become 101 at the end of this plus plus x. That value will be stored in y. That means x value will be 101 because first x value will be incremented. So x value become 101. Then whatever the value you got for the x, that will be stored in y. That means y will also become 101. Okay. That means both first it will increase the variable value and that will be stored in y. That is why x value has become 101 and y value has become 101. So this is how a pre-increment behaves. Now let us go to post increment. I would say y is equal to plus plus x. So what post increment does is, first it is not going to increase the value of the variable. First, whatever the value you have for x, that value will be given to y first. So x value is 100, so that value will directly assign to y first. So y will be 100. Once it has assigned the value to y, then it will perform the increment. Then x value become 101. So that means the post increment will first increase the value, the pre-increment will first increase the value and will store in the variable, whereas the post increment will first assign the value, after that it is going to increment the value. So that is the main difference between post increment and pre-increment. Okay. So now we have minus minus. So we can call minus minus as decrement operator. So can you tell me what is the output now? So I'll just so the behavior, actually the difference between increment and decrement is, increment is going to increase the value of a variable by 1, whereas decrement will decrease the value of a variable by 1. Increment will increase, decrement will decrease. That is only the difference. So the behavior is going to be same. Now can you tell me what is the value of x and y here? Yeah. So this is the pre-decrement, this is the post-decrement. So can you tell me what is the value of x and y here and what is the value of x and y here? So what would be the output here? X value, what is the value of x and what is the value of y? So can you tell me what is the value of x and what is the value of y here?
Is it 99
X is 99.
99, 99,
Yes, yeah.
and 99?
Yeah, because
99.
so here we have minus minus x. That means first it is going to decrease the value of the variable. So as of now x is 100, it is going to decrease. So it will become 99. X value is 99. The same will be assigned to y. So x value will be 99 and y value will be 99. Here, what is the output?
99,
199.
Yeah, which is 100 and which is 99.
X is 100.
X would be 100.
Yes. Oh, okay. Y is 99. Okay.
Y will be
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually this is wrong because we have x value as 100. Y is equal to x minus minus means this is the post increment. We know that first whatever the value we have for x, that will be assigned to y. So x value is initially 100. So y will get 100. After that x value will be decremented. So it will become 99. Okay. So this is the difference between post increment and post decrement and pre decrement. So this is all about decrement and increment. Now let us discuss about logical operators in Java. And apart from this, sometimes you can also see like this. I would say int x is equal to 100, and some people will say x plus 2. So x is equal to x plus 2. This means it is going to increase the value of a variable by 2. So at the end of this statement, x value become 1 or 2. So x plus plus means by default it will increment by 1, or if you say x is equal to x plus 2, it will increment the value of the variable by 2. So now logical operators in Java. So we have logical AND, logical OR, and NOT. So this is called logical and this is called logical OR, and this is called logical NOT. Okay. So suppose let's say I have a condition A and another condition is B. Now I can say A logical and B is the expression. So the expression A logical and B will be true only when both the conditions are true. So here A is true and B is false. So it will be false because the logical AND will be true when both the conditions are true. So here A is true and B is false. So logical AND will be false. And A is true, B is true, logical AND would be true. And this is a false, this is true, then this will be false. So this is false means logical AND will be false. Okay. So this is how a logical AND behaves. So logical AND would be true when both the conditions are true. In all other cases it is going to be false. Okay. So A is true and B is false means A logical AND B would be false. So A is true, B is true means logical AND would be true. So A is false, B is true means this is false. Both are false means logical AND would be false. And we have NOT. Suppose let's say A is a condition and A is true and false, let's say. So if I say NOT of A, this is exactly opposite to A. If A is true, not A is false. A is false, this is true. Okay. So whatever the condition may be, the NOT will always reverse our truth value. If our truth value is false, then it will give you true. If your truth value is true, then it will give you false. So this NOT operator will go exactly opposite. So here A logical and B is false, true, false, false. Now I would say NOT of A logical and B. Then if A logical and B is true, false, this will make true. This is true, this will make false. This is false, it will be true. It is false, it will be true. Okay. So this is the behavior of logical AND. So next we have logical OR. So logical OR would be true when both the condition, at least one condition is true. So a logical OR. So a logical OR B would be true when at least one condition is true. So true, false, this is going to be true, 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 false, true, this is false, both are false, this is going to be false. So this is also true. So logical OR would be true when logical OR would be true when all the conditions when at least one condition is true. This is exactly opposite. True. False means true means false. This is false. This is false. This is true. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about logical OR and logical OR. So next let us discuss about keywords in Java. Yeah. So suppose I'm going to say int x. So here int is a keyword and x is a variable. So int x means we are treating x as a int variable. So int is a keyword and x is a variable. So when I say int x, it is assuming that x is a int variable and we can store only integer values in X. Suppose if I say int, it is going to give an error because here int is a keyword and this is int also a keyword. So normally you should not give the names of the variables as keywords. So make sure that the Java keyword should not be used as the names of your variables or methods or class names should not be used. So let us see what are the keywords in Java. Okay. So these are the keywords in Java. We have abstract, boolean, break, byte, continue, default. So these are the different keywords in Java. So these keywords should not be used as the names of variables or methods. So you should not use. So make sure that these keywords should be used for the intended purpose. You should not use them as variable names or method names or class names. So keywords are going to have some fixed meaning. So we have to use the keywords only for that purpose. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about keywords and operators in Java. So now let us discuss how to write a sample Java program. So writing a first Java program. So I think yesterday we have downloaded the Eclipse, and so once you've downloaded an Eclipse or extracted the Eclipse, you are going to see this folder, and just double click on this eclipse.exe. Once you have double click on that, then it is going to open Eclipse like this. Okay. So if you want to write any programs in Eclipse, first you need to create a project. So go to file, and if you want to create a project in Eclipse, and one more thing is these things you will not see by default. Okay, actually I have created the project, that is why it is showing all these projects here. But whenever you create the project, whenever you open the Eclipse for the first time, you are not going to see any of these things here. So if you want to create a project in Eclipse, go to file, go to new, and go to project and select the Java project, or we can just type Java, select the Java project, click on next, and you can select the project name as, and you can give the project name as any name. Okay, so I'm just giving, so I'm just giving your name. Okay, and just click on finish, and you don't need to change anything here. Okay, these things will populate by default, so don't change anything here, and just click on finish. So it is going to create a Java project for you. Okay, so this is a Java project created, and here if I expand the project, you can see src folder. So src folder is called the source folder, and so whatever the programs you want to write, all those programs should be written in the src folder. Okay, so now my intention is I want to print a keyword hello world. So hello world is a keyword, and I would like to print the message hello world to the console. Okay, so now let us see how can we do that. How can we print the keyword, or how can we print this message. So in Java, whatever you want to do, you can do that only by using the classes. Or if you want to create a program, first you have to create a Java class. Inside the Java class only, we can write the program. So what is the syntax for a Java class? So following is the syntax. First give access specifier, then class keyword, then class name, and write the code here. Okay. And so access specifier means in Java we have 4 access specifiers: public, private, and protected, and default. For now we'll go with public. Public means you can access that class or method throughout the project. You can access that anywhere. Okay. And later we can discuss about private, product and default, how this works. These things we can discuss in the coming sessions. For now, you can declare everything as public. Okay. So public, class is a keyword and class name. And one more thing is, whenever you are creating a Java class name, you have to give a naming convention. The class name should have first, for all words, first letter should be capital and rest are small. Suppose let's say my class name is first Java program. Okay. So here we have totally three words. For all the words, first letter should be capital and rest are small. So in the first, F should be capital, in Java J should be capital, in program P should be capital. So for all the words, first letter should be capital and rest are small. So this is the naming convention for a Java class. And one more thing is, if you don't follow the naming convention also, you will not get any error. But it is a good practice to follow the naming convention, because the people whoever is using Java in the world, all those people are going to use the same naming convention. So make sure to use the same naming convention whenever you are writing the Java class name. So now go to Eclipse and I want to create the class name. So to create a Java class, right click on the SRC folder, go to new, select class. So I'm giving the class name as first Java program, and here select the public. This is the access specifier. Select the public. Then here you can see public static void main. So this public static void main is this is the main method. If you want to execute any Java program, the main method is compulsory. So check this, click on finish. Okay. So this is called the main method. If you want to execute a Java class, the main method is mandatory. You can also have a Java class without the main method, but the thing is, you will not be able to execute. So if you want to execute a Java program, you must have the main method. So this is the access specifier, and this is the class name. This is the class name. This is the class keyword. The keywords will be highlighted in the purple color. Okay. So our intention is to print a word hello world. So whatever you want to write or whatever you want to execute, that should go under the main method. So now I'm going to say system.out.println. So system.out.println is a statement in Java which is used to print something. So I will say hello world. Okay. So system.out.println. So this is going to print a keyword hello world. So now how to execute a Java program? So if you want to execute a Java program, just right click and I can say run as Java application. Actually it's taking some time. So if you want to execute this program, just right click. I can say run a Java application. Okay. So you can see the output as hello world. So now let us see how this program executes. So normally whatever the code you have written here, this code is called high level language because this is present in English. So normally computers cannot understand the English directly. So we have to convert this high level language into zeros and ones. Then only computer can understand this and it can give you the output. Okay. So that means if you want to execute a program, first high level language should be converted into zeros and ones, then we'll get the output. Okay. So in order to convert high level language into zeros and ones, we use compiler. Actually, there are two softwares to convert high level language into zeros and ones. One is a compiler, another one is interpreter. Okay. So what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Suppose let's say I have 100 lines of code. What compiler does is it is going to take all the 100 lines of code at a time and convert it to zeros and ones. If I take interpreter is going to process line by line. First it will take the first line, convert it to zeros and ones. Then it will take second line, convert into zeros and ones. That means compiler is going to take all the code at a time and convert into zeros and ones, whereas interpreter will process line by line. So once it has been converted, then we have to run that. After running that, we will get the output. Okay. So this is the execution of a program. So it will be having two phases in execution. In the same way, our Java program is going to store with .java extension. So here I am going to say .java. Okay. So once actually Java uses compiler for conversion. So it uses compiler. Once you compile, we'll get an intermediate file called .class file, and after that we'll get the output. So if in run, okay. That means Java uses compiler for conversion and interpreter for running. Give me one. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah. So in the Java program execution also we'll be having two phases. One is compilation and another one is interpretation. So our Java file will be stored with .java extension. So it is going to use compiler for conversion. When it has been converted, you will be getting a .class file. Your class name is first Java program means you are going to get an intermediate file with the same name but with .class extension. So this .class file is present in zeros and ones. Okay. And earlier we discussed that Java is platform independent. That means Java program can be executed on any operating system. So this is the file which is responsible for Java to be platform independent. Okay. So once I run this program, we will get the output. That means in Java program execution also we will be having two phases. One is compilation, another one is run phase. So during the run phase, Java uses interpreter. During the compile phase, it uses compiler. During the interpretation, it will use interpreter. Okay. So now in Eclipse, we haven't compiled the program. We are directly running our Java program in the Eclipse. Okay. So but we discussed that in Java program execution we have two phases, compilation and run phase. But in the Eclipse, we didn't compile the program. We are directly running the program. Then where the compilation has been taken place. In Eclipse, you don't need to compile a Java program explicitly. A Java program will be compiled automatically when you save the file in Eclipse. That means in Eclipse, as soon as you save a program, it will be compiled automatically and you only need to run that. Okay. So if you want to verify, just right click on your project, go to properties and go to the location. So this location is the location of your project. That means your project is going to locate under this path. I'll just go to path. Okay. And you can see we have SRC folder. SRC is the folder where all of your Java programs are going to be stored. Next we have bin folder. Bin is the folder where all of your compiled Java classes will be stored. Once you compile a Java class, we'll get the .class file. That .class file will go under this folder. Okay. So now I'm going to remove this .class file. I'll just go on and do some save here. If I save, you can see we are getting the .class file. That means you will get the .class file automatically when you save the Java program. So in Eclipse, you don't need to compile a Java program explicitly. If you save a program, that is fine. That will be compiled automatically. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for today. So in the tomorrow session, we are going to discuss what is the conditional statements, loops, all those things we can discuss in the next session. Okay. Yeah. So thank you. So after this session, I'm going to send you the video. You will be getting the video to your email from vtransfer.com. So vtransfer.com, you will get one email. Just download that and use that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.